So everyone is trying to get to Africa. We see all the BS and the foolishness that's going on in this country, in the US, and even in the UK. A lot of people are just getting fed up with just the imbalance of power and fairness. So there's always a way to do it, a correct way to do it. In this video, I'm going to talk about the experience I just recently had in the Clubhouse room and my advice on how you really should move if you're trying to get to Africa. Welcome back. This is Tony A with Yorubade, a channel focused on topics related to the West African community, specifically pertaining to business and personal development. If you want to join the tribe, like this video and subscribe to the channel. Also, remember to click the bell so that you get alerted when new videos drop. So, I recently was in a Clubhouse room and it was talking about making just African topics, West African topics, but it had one speaker that came on and he was a Black American and he was talking about how just showing his interest in Africa. So he was telling the story where he born and raised in America, never owned a job, or never owned a business. He worked a job all his life, never owned a business, never been to the continent of Africa, and he was saying that he is quitting his job and he's moving over to Senegal in 2 months in order for him to live the life that he wants to live. In the chat, he was actually asking strangers, we're all strangers, he was asking advice on how to make money and what business opportunities are there in Senegal. Now, this is really speaking to my Black American watchers, and really anyone else, but just the Black American watchers, because I noticed this a lot, especially with Ghana in the year the return 2019. A lot of Black Americans are trying to go over to Ghana or other African countries. I got a friend that Black American as well, and she's actually moving to Ghana in about a month. So she did her due diligence or whatever. If you're going to move to a country, let's just focus in on West Africa. If you're going to move to West Africa, the first thing you need to do is make visits there first. You want to get the experience of how it's like living in that particular country, especially if you haven't traveled outside the US at all. So you go there, spend some time there, a week, 2 weeks, then a month. You want to make it longer so that you understand what you're getting into, because I think it's obvious that Africa, or West Africa, Africa is not like the America or a lot of these Western countries. It's not as efficient as these West African countries, and it's very different way of living. So you need to put time aside to acclimate yourself to the region. Understand the excitement of going to the motherland and all the other words that people say, but it's still your life, and it's still a livelihood that you have to get accustomed to, you have to get used to. So what this guy was saying was quit his job, he's going to move there in 2 months, and he was asking advice on what actually to do to make money. I was trying to talk, and I was really trying to give advice, and I rose my hand. They never allowed me to speak. The other speakers that was on there, specifically one woman, she came on and she was trying to tell them, yeah, there's some tech hubs and there's some other hubs, and you can do this. I think she's supposed to be well versed in, I guess, business communication or something like that. But the way she was talking, she wasn't addressing the fact that, hey, you're pulling the cart before the horse. you need to do some due diligence first. You shouldn't be asking these type of questions on a platform where you don't know any of us. Instead, you got to scale back, make a trip first, and figure out if this is the place for you. But what she was just saying was just going along with it, and I wanted to talk in that room so that I can set him straight and help him see, look, to the Black Americans, whatever, don't get fooled by Africans there. It's their friendliness and they're wanting to help. Yes, generally they want to help, but you got to understand the position that they're in. A lot of them are in desperate situations where they need that money. So when they look at you as a cash cow, and they're going to take advantage of it. It might not be their intent to just harm, but they're thinking about their own families, their own situations. You know, humans are selfish. We're thinking about how we can benefit ourselves. If you go over there with that mindset and not prepared, you're going to lose your money. You're going to take your money, and then what I see a lot is Black Americans that go over there, they get their money stolen because they're just naive about everything. And then they make videos talking about, oh, Africa isn't it, and just the negativity of everything that happened. Don't be like those people. Do your due diligence and come at it. You're going in as an investor, not a tourist. You got to be wise in doing this. If you don't have experience building a business, then definitely learn how to run a business, understand what business is, so that you're not so wet behind the ears when you do get over there. Make your trips, look at the landscape, and see if this is the right environment for you. This guy was just talking about, hey, can someone tell me some things I can do there? Wrong move. You're going way too fast. So I wish I was able to talk in this room and lend my advice, but I just didn't get a chance to. So now I'm taking the initiative to make this video for others that are really thinking about moving to a West African country, or just any African country, or even outside of Africa. If you want to move anywhere else, you got to make your trip. You got to visit first. You got to visit the area to see how you can make it work, and stay in there and really try to process what would you do once you wake up. Where are you going to go? Where are you going to get your food? If something bad happens or someone tries to rob you, how is the police like? The bribery, how are you going to deal with that? These are all things, daily struggles that you have to keep in mind when you're trying to select a country to live in. So just quitting your job, just moving over there, and then maybe you got some money saved up and you're trying to figure it out, that money's going to go quick because people are going to start taking advantage of you. He doesn't have any family there. He never been there. He never been to the continent of Africa. And this guy is just setting himself up for failure. And it's a shame that not a lot of us actually said anything about it, or the speakers didn't actually address this. If I ever in a room like that, I'm always going to try to raise my hand so I can bring some wisdom and logic to the situation so that the worst doesn't happen.